Hey you guys, I'm so excited about today's video because I'm going to be talking to you about the release of my Autumn Winter 2018 collection, which will be coming out at the beginning of April. So it'll be in my online store by then and in a few other retail outlets. So along with that, I'm actually at the moment in the process of sampling that collection, and I'm going to be sampling one piece today, and this is the most special piece from the collection because this is a piece that I want to start kind of using this same idea in my collections going forward. And this particular piece is going to be made from recycled clothing. So I've been to the thrift store and I've found lots of old men's pants which have the textures and colors of the collection that I wanted, and I've bought them and I've washed them, and I'm going to be cutting out this piece which I'm going to be making, which is a skirt. It's a panelled skirt, so it's going to have several different colors in it, and it's mostly going to be made from these recycled clothing. There's a couple of colors I wanted to add in there that I couldn't quite find, so I'll be using a natural fiber for them. I think I'm using linen. I try and keep everything as sustainable as I can, and using natural fibers is one way of doing that, but using recycled clothing is a great way to do that. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today, and I can't wait to show you the result. So let's get started. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned to you guys before that I've started working with a pattern maker. So in the past I would make my own patterns, but I'm just at a point where my time is better spent doing other things. So now I get a professional pattern maker. I give her a sketch like this and some notes, and then she pops out a pattern that I can use to cut out my skirt. So I've got all my pattern pieces here, and the only thing is when I gave her my notes I forgot that I wanted to add a little split at the back, so I've just got to go in and add a little bit extra seam allowance for the split at the back, and so I'll go in and do that on this pattern, and then I'm going to cut it out of my pants. So what I'm actually going to do now is just lay out the pants that I do have and the fabrics. I'm just going to lay them out in the order that I want them to be on the skirt. This was the original sketch, and obviously I had thought out like where I wanted the colors and tried to organize it in a way that no two colors were going to be like too similar to each other right next to each other. So now I'm just going to go through the colors I have and see what pattern pieces I need to cut out of which pants and which fabrics. Okay, so I am in my garage with my overlocker, and I'm just going to overlock all these raw edges. Okay, so everything's overlocked. I'm going to take it inside and finish it. So what I'm going to do now is do a top stitch, just kind of as a detail, but also to hold down the seams so they stay nice and flat on the back. So I will just be doing like a little stitch along there right next to where the seam is, on each of the panels, and I'm going to do it in my mustard colored thread, so it'll be just a nice detail and bringing out one of my favorite colors from this collection, which is that mustard. And it's also just going to make it that little bit stronger as well, so you won't just be able to rip the seams apart. And it's kind of a detail that you see on a lot of denim and heavyweight clothes like jeans. Okay, so one of my favorite things about these skirts is that each one is going to end up being a little bit unique and different. So I'm about to stick a pocket on the back of this, and I've actually just recycled this pocket from one of the pairs of jeans I've been cutting out. And so in that way, like, I've only got 2 of this color pocket, so there's only going to be 2 skirts that have that color. And then I've got this one as well, which I pulled off another pair. So, you know, they're all going to have their own kind of quirks. And the other thing that's like that is this panel on this skirt has, that's where I actually unpicked this. And rather than deeming that a piece that's like, you know, throwaway because it's got the marks on it, I think that it's actually really cool to leave it in there. Just have that as like a special element of this skirt that is really unique to it. Things like that. I think there's also a part where I've kept a seam, so that would have been like the inseam of that particular pair of jeans. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a seam there. Yeah, that's like an extra seam. That's not one of my panels, so that was already on that pair of jeans when I cut it out. So yeah, I'm going to go in and add that pocket, and then I can add the facing and then the zip and the hem, and then we're almost done. Can you pass me that? I just bent my sewing needle. I bent the needle and it sewed through the foot. So that happened. So I've just reinforced the top of the pocket here because that's a weak spot. Normally that's where your pockets can get ripped off, so now that should be nice and strong. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.